Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. We always try to bring you the latest and greatest stuff that can really make a difference in your day-to-day.
Especially for you CIOs and sales leaders out there.
Oh yeah, you guys are always on the front lines, always got to be one step ahead.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're digging into today, something that can give you a real edge. We're talking about Salesforce, but with a bit of a twist.
Yeah, this isn't your typical Salesforce customization deep dive.
Right. We're looking at how to use Power Automate to create custom workflows. But here's the kicker. We're doing it outside of Salesforce itself.
Kind of like thinking outside the box.
Exactly. And we're basing this all on a document called Customizing Salesforce with Power Automate. It makes a pretty strong case for keeping those systems separate.
It really does.
So let's break it down. The document starts with data consistency and accuracy.
Which is huge, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. If your data's a mess, how can you make good decisions?
You can't. It's like trying to build a house on a foundation of sand.
Exactly. And the document points out that when you start heavily customizing Salesforce directly, things can get wonky.
Yeah, you tweak one thing over here, and suddenly your sales forecasts are off over there.
Or your marketing reports are spitting out garbage data.
Total nightmare.
And then everyone's pointing fingers trying to figure out what went wrong.
Been there.
But what's interesting is how Power Automate addresses this. It's like it brings this whole other level of control and standardization to the table.
Right, because you're managing those data interactions outside of Salesforce. It's almost like you're creating this buffer zone.
A safety net.
Yeah, a safety net to make sure your data stays clean and reliable.
I like that, a safety net. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, the document then tackles another big headache, maintenance and upgrades.
Oh, tell me about it.
Salesforce upgrades, am I right?
Every CIO's favorite.
Well, imagine this. You've got this super customized Salesforce setup, right? It's humming along, everything's perfect. But then, bam, it's time for a major upgrade.
And you just know something's going to break.
And half your custom stuff stops working. So what do you do?
Well, the outside-the-box approach with Power Automate, that can really save the day.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Think of it this way. When Salesforce updates, it's like they're changing the foundation of your house.
Okay, I'm following you.
And if all your custom workflows are built directly on that foundation, any shift, any little change.
Weak.
Exactly. But with Power Automate, it's like you're building on solid ground. So when Salesforce shakes things up, your workflows, they're less affected.
Less downtime, fewer panicked calls to IT.
Exactly. Way less stressful.
Music to a CIO's ears. Okay, so less stress, smoother sailing. That brings us to scalability and long-term sustainability.
Because who wants to build a system that can't grow with their business?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Right, and the document actually warns about this. It says too much customization inside Salesforce can actually hold you back.
Yeah, it's like you're building this custom suit. It fits perfectly today, but what happens when you, hopefully, grow a few sizes? You need a new suit.
You got to be able to adapt.
Exactly. And that's what Power Automate lets you do. You can create these workflows that can evolve. They can grow with you. You're not limited by your Salesforce setup.
You're future-proofing yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got data consistency, easy maintenance, scalability. What's next?
Well, for you CIOs and sales leaders out there, I know something near and dear to your hearts is integration and interoperability. Getting all your systems to play nice together.
Yeah, because when systems don't talk to each other, that's when things really start to fall apart.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Sales and marketing fighting over data. Nobody knows what's going on. It's chaos.
And the document actually suggests that over-customizing Salesforce can make those integration challenges even worse. Kind of counterintuitive, right?
Right. It's like when you customize Salesforce too much, you're creating this unique snowflake. And it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but it's hard to make that snowflake fit with all your other systems.
They're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole.
Exactly. But Power Automate, it's like the universal adapter.
It can handle anything you throw at it.
Pretty much. So that sales data your team works so hard to capture, it can flow smoothly to your finance system for reporting or over to your marketing platform to trigger some targeted campaigns. No more data silos.
Love it. Okay, let's talk about the big one. Compliance and security risks, especially for our CIO friends. Data security is non-negotiable.
Absolutely. Can't mess around with that.
And the regulatory landscape is getting more complex every day. It can feel like you're trying to hit a moving target.
It really can. But one of the things that impressed me about Power Automate is how it taps into Microsoft's security infrastructure.
So you're piggybacking on their expertise.
Exactly. You're getting Microsoft's top-notch security and compliance built right in. And because you're managing that sensitive data outside of Salesforce, you've got more control over who can access what. It's like having Fort Knox for your data.
Peace of mind. All right, last but not least, let's talk speed. I know for you busy CIOs and sales leaders, time is of the essence.
I mean, it's money.
Exactly. So how does Power Automate stack up? Can we get these workflows up and running quickly?
Absolutely. Speed is a big advantage with Power Automate. Their visual drag-and-drop interface makes it so much faster and easier to build and deploy workflows. And because you're not directly messing with Salesforce, you can often bypass those long development cycles and IT approvals.
So we're talking faster time to value.
Exactly, which is what everyone wants, right?
Absolutely. So let's do a quick recap. Power Automate gives us better data consistency, less maintenance hassle, smoother scalability, improved integration, tighter security, and faster deployment.
It's a pretty compelling package.
It really is.
Mm.
But here's a thought I want to leave with our listeners. We live in a world where things are changing constantly. Technology, customer expectations, everything. So in this kind of environment, how can tools like Power Automate, tools that give you more flexibility and control, help your organization not just survive, but thrive?
It's a great question. Something to really think about.
It is. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it valuable. Now go forth and explore the power of Power Automate.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.